There comes a moment in life when everything seems to be in place, and yet something inside you is screaming. It's not sadness, not exhaustion, not a lack of purpose. It's something subtler, deeper, more unsettling. Acharya Prashant calls this the inner crisis, not the kind triggered by external problems, but the one that surfaces when you realize everything you've built still doesn't fill what truly matters. You look at your career, your accomplishments, your relationships, your image, and you realize you've been trying to soothe a wound with achievements that never had the power to heal it. This is the silent crisis so many people live through and almost no one talks about. Acharya puts it bluntly: what you call success is just the sound of your fear clapping its hands. That line hits hard because it shows how modern life is often a spiritual escape disguised as progress. But that inner calling doesn't go away. In fact, it only gets louder. And if you're reading this, it's because you've already heard it. Most people try to solve their inner crisis by rearranging the furniture of life. A new job, a new city, a new partner. But Acharya Prashant teaches that the crisis isn't out there, it's in the self. He says, there is no crisis in the world. The world is just what it is. The crisis is in your identification with the false self. When you think you are just your name, your body, your status, your past, then anything that shakes that up feels like the end of the world. But when you start to realize you're not what you accumulate, but the awareness silently watching it all, then the crisis becomes an invitation, not a disaster. Life isn't against you. It's trying to empty you of what's not really yours, so what's real can finally surface. And that emptying hurts because the ego screams. But that scream is the one you need to hear, with courage. Acharya Prashant breaks the mold of the comforting spiritual teacher. He's more like a sharp blade, cutting away everything that's false, no matter how much it hurts. He says, the job of a teacher isn't to soothe your ego. It's to expose it until it can no longer stand. That's why some people love him and others feel deeply challenged, because he speaks what you already know but have tried to forget. You want peace, but you resist the truth. You want to wake up, but you fear leaving your comfort zone. But awakening is like surgery. There's no healing without an incision. Acharya says, crisis is the beginning of freedom, if you don't run from it. And that may be his bravest teaching. Don't run from what hurts. Look straight at it with the eyes of your soul. In a world where spirituality has become a product, a consolation, a form of escapism, Acharya offers the opposite. Face yourself head-on, with no anesthesia. He warns, the mind wants techniques, shortcuts, 5-minute meditations, but the truth demands brutal honesty. There's no easy road to awakening. There's only full presence with what you truly are, right now. Are you sad? Stay with it. Confused? Be confused. Angry? Observe the anger. Anything deeply seen begins to dissolve. But if you suppress it, it'll come back in the form of crisis. This is the kind of spirituality that sets you free, not one that tries to fix your feelings, but one that welcomes them until they reveal their root. And every root is a false belief about who you think you are. Acharya Prashant says, "Life pushes you into crisis the moment it sees you sleepwalking through it. And what a blessing that is! Because only when everything false starts to crumble do you finally ask, 'Who am I really? What is all this for? Why should I keep going?' These questions don't come from the mind, they rise from the soul, and that's what makes them the gateway to truth." In this light, the crisis isn't a problem to solve, it's a doorway to walk through. But few actually walk through it because it demands the courage to let go of everything you've used to define yourself. The crisis says, if you want to be born again, you have to die to everything you thought you were.